But we have one of the Welling United caretaker managers, Harry Wheeler, after a very good victory over a strong Bromley side tonight in the quarter-final of the Kent Senior Cup. Harry, what were we looking to get out of tonight's game?
Probably regain a little bit of confidence, find out about a few players on reaction to things, and try and, what we looked at Saturday as well is there's also a zero style of play, and there's sort of players didn't know one on the same page, and we just tried to get a little bit of structure in the game and try and play when we could. And hopefully you saw a little bit that we did move the ball quite well at times, and Ali in there was switching it, and that was part of his job that he was given tonight, and it was just trying to get a little bit more confidence into the team, and hopefully that can follow on to Saturday.
Yeah, because I mean, we probably weren't as strong as we could have been. We were strong as, well, in two senses. We could have been stronger, possibly, but tonight we were as strong as we could be. Would that be fair?
Yeah. It was the strongest side we could put out. We had a few illness. Danny Waldron ill. Dan Walker was ill. Jamie Slabber was injured. We had a few, and we had a couple of 17-year-old lads on the bench. One of them come on, and we had two trialists playing. We were as strong as we could be for the night, and against a side that were as strong as possible. And they were actually their first 11, so it was quite a rewarding win in the end.
Do you think we deserved to win on the balance of the 90 minutes?
I think so. Yeah, I'm always quite honest and straight. I think so. I think we shaded it, not necessarily in chances second half. Shaded it in chances first half, not necessarily second half. But as overall performance and competitive-wise, yeah, I think so.
We talk about the new lad that come on second half. Sorry, his name is in my head, but
Arel. Yeah.
Arel. He's come from Arlesey Town.
Yeah.
How has his move come about, and what we doing? Having a look at him, are we?
Yeah, we just have a look. It's on dual registration. We spoke to Roro, come in training a few weeks ago, done really well. And we just like to give people a chance to have a look at them properly in games rather than just judge people in training and give them as much opportunity as we can. And that's literally all it is for him. There's an opportunity for him to go and earn a place. And we'll see how he gets on over time.
And we had another look at Alex tonight. Were you pleased with Alex?
Alex was better. I thought Alex was very poor Saturday second half. I thought first half he done okay at times, and second half again today though. First half I thought he was very good. Second half he was better. So there's a positive to it. But Alex was a little bit better tonight. I think he started to use his attributes a bit more. And if you're a good player, you know your strengths. And on Saturday, he didn't look like he knew his strengths. He was trying to do things that maybe aren't in his game. Today he's a big lad, as you can see. So today we're just saying to him to start winning stuff and trying to be in a bit more of a nuisance.
Do you think over the last few games that we're getting some decent chances and we're not tucking them away? I mean, we had a couple tonight, possibly. But we've had the better chances, I think. Tonight we've had a couple of half-decent chances, we're not taking them.
We look like a team that have lost their best goal scorer. In fact, we have, and it's not easy to replace someone who scores 34 goals in any team unless you've got unlimited money, which we don't have. And we're fully aware, like the fans, that we need someone who's going to put the ball in the back of the net. And sometimes forwards we've been signing that we're not going into it thinking they're better than him or they're as good as Adam Coombs. We're trialling people, and if they're not good, we'll move them on quickly and we'll try and get another one in. We're doing the best we can. I think we did lack chances at times. We lacked a little bit final third, like we did Saturday, and like we did at Willstone. So there's a consistent thing there that we know we need to get better.
So does that mean you'll be looking in the next few days at bringing another striker in?
We're looking to try and replace him with goals in. So 100%, yes. We're not settling on it thinking, yeah, that's right now, and that's we're settled. Yeah, we won tonight, so yeah, that'll be happy with that. We're trying to improve it, 100%. So you're exactly right. We need to try and get a goal scorer in as quick as possible.
We put Harry Crawford in centre mid today. How did you think he played?
I thought he was very good. For Harry Crawford played really well. Harry Crawford's actually played centre mid in the Lit Football League for Barnet, so he's not alien to him. I thought he'd done really well in there. But it showed as well as if he could play as an advanced one and maybe play behind the striker. He's quite bright. And Harry's a clever player. Obviously, the goal was fantastic to win the game. And so I think Harry's a good footballer. It's just finding a position for him. And sometimes lads we're signing or lads we're playing aren't the ones that we're looking to replace Coombsy. But if we can get a goal scorer, they might add to that. And maybe two players will make the quality that Adam Coombs had as one.
We'll come back to his goal in a minute. Slight change in the shape today?
Yeah, slightly. Yeah, 4-4-1. We tried to be a little bit more of a 4-5-1 when we didn't have it and be a bit solid and try and secure it. And then when we did have it, get them joining in quickly and try and get it out wide as quick as possible and use the pace. So it was a slight change, and it's something we will hopefully look to Saturday, and we'll go from there really. But it was more of a 4-4-1-1 and try to get Alex support from in front and behind. And if we're asking him to do one job today instead of two or three, it worked much better with him having support from in front and then one of them running in behind him as well.
We'll come back to Harry's goal. What was it, 40 yards? One of the best goals you've ever seen?
Yeah, it was a fantastic strike, especially for this level. Yeah, it's one of the best strikes I've seen. It was first time from 40 yards. He spotted it. Funny enough, when we do the warm-up, every time we sprint to that end of the end, he does it every single warm-up, and he's never hit the target. So he's hit the target when it's actually mattered. So I thought it was a brilliant strike. But he's got a lot of ability, Harry. A lot of ability. He's not 30, 40 goal a season man. But not all good players are. Sometimes some of them they're chipping with their fair share, and they set up goals and they're a bit of a hassle and they keep the ball well. I would say he needs to add a few more goals to his game, but his all-round game isn't bad, and we can get more out of him.
So we've got Charlton Athletic in the semi-final. Obviously, it's going to be like an under-21 side with fringe players and stuff like that. But it's a good game for us to look forward to as a club. Yeah,
good game. It should be a good crowd. We'll be fully competitive. We'll be going to try and win the game and get into the final. And if we, a club like Welling should be aspiring higher than to stay up. But the position is where it is. And so if we stay up and we get to a final or we go and win that, then it's a positive enough season considering the circumstances. It's not one that I would expect the fans to be happy with. But at the same time, it's one that the situation is what it is, and our main thing right now is to stay up, and we're in a cup thing. So can we get to the final in that as well?
Yeah. Cheers, Ricky Howes, by the way, for the background effects, and it was real, by the way. So we talk about Saturday, Paul Town at home. Disappointing performance at their place. Lost it in the last few seconds when they got in behind us. Is that they're going to play like that against us? Would you imagine?
Yeah, they play similar. I've seen them a few times. They don't really change their style. They have no need to. They've been in the top 6 for the majority of the season. I think all we've got to do after Saturday, and Saturday was abysmal. I felt very sorry for the fans. People understand everyone's frustration. After Saturday, all we have to do is react. I'm not really worried about Paul. I'm worried about how we come out on Saturday, and we had the first 15 set we had quite a few chances and we were slightly on top. Second half we may as well have not been there. It was nowhere near good enough, and the frustration of the fans is totally understandable, and we just need to react Saturday really.
And you need the fans to get behind you.
Yeah, we need them to get behind them, but we've got to earn the right for that as well at times. Sometimes people think that's a given and people are going to turn up every week and they're going to support you, and there's a part of that, but at the same time you've got to give them something to support, and Saturday was nowhere near that. And I know there's a fans forum thing, I think Thursday as it is, and maybe if they come to that, they'll have a little bit more insight into how the club works and to how it's been going on behind, and they have a little bit more understanding into our roles and into obviously Mark's roles and things like that, and it might give them a better view, so they might be more supportive on Saturday. But at the same time, we're not asking for any influence, but we have to give them something to cheer about as well at times, and we owe them on Saturday.
How frustrated are you that we've beat Bromley twice and they put out strong teams against us in 2 games, and then you've seen us play well in the league and go on runs, and then you also seen the flip side of that? I mean, how do you compute that?
Although we've only taken I think it was 1 point out of the top 6 or whatever it is, I think our performances have seemed to be better against them, where the lads seem to raise their game. That's not necessarily a good thing, because you only need points to what matters at the end of the day. But it's a frustration that we can raise our game at times and we can be brighter at times, and on our day we're a good side, but our day needs to be much more consistent, and Saturday was definitely not that for our own fault, no one else. And this Saturday we have to really be on it, and we need to be looking for a similar rigid performance to that, where we're hard to break down. Back four I thought were brilliant again. I thought Dean Leacock coming in after months was excellent. You can see why he's played in the Premier League at times with little things he does, and Ricky was as good as he's been, and we need to keep at that level for as long as possible.
I was going to say that at the end. I mean, a word for Dean, because he left the club when Jamie was here. He's come back to us, but hasn't, apart from one game, hasn't played. But he's come straight in, and tonight I thought he was absolutely superb.
Oh, it was brilliant. You can see the quality he has at times, Dean, and I thought he was really good. And them two as a partnership, because as well, I think earlier in the season them two were bright when Sean was out injured, and hopefully that gives them a little bit of competition. Competition's healthy, and I don't think the two centre-halves have had much competition. So that's hopefully that gives them a real sort of competition, and we want them to feel that they've got to fight for their place, and maybe it will be taken. And Dean was excellent tonight, really good.
Have we got any long-term injuries? Are you expecting most of them to be back in the squad for Saturday?
Yeah, not long-term. Even James Slow was out doing a light jog today, but nothing real long-term. Just.
Would you expect everyone to be available apart from Slabs, maybe on Saturday?
Yeah, apart from Slabs, obviously Sam Hatton for the suspension. Injury-wise, Jamie Slabber. Pierre, I would say, isn't quite ready yet. still. So Pierre and Jamie Slaver are the two that aren't quite ready yet.
Harry, thanks for that, and we'll talk to you Saturday.
Cheers, thank you.
Mate, thank you.